And sometimes the good Lord allows things to happen in our lives. And it takes us to realize that 2 years ago, when we were playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh, I got up one morning, got on the treadmill, went for my normal run, and I noticed I couldn't get my eye to, it seemed like every time I was wiping my eye with my towel, it was still irritated. Just thought I got sweat in my eye, finished my run, and then on the charter flight, I noticed I was trying to eat some salsa, and it didn't taste right. Something wasn't right. I thought it was bad or whatever the case may be. And within a day, I woke up and the right side of my face was paralyzed. They told me I had some deal, Bell's palsy. I never even heard of this. So within a day, I'm in an MRI machine. They're doing CAT scans, brain scans. They didn't know if I had a brain tumor. And fortunately, they told me, hey, some people, it never comes back. Your face is paralyzed for the rest of your life. So I continued to work out, drank a lot of water, said a lot of prayers, and I was one of the fortunate people. Over about a 3-week period, a month period, it came back normal. And the reason why I say that is that really, again, was another test for me to learn to appreciate the gift of life. And that every day that you get a chance to wake up, no matter how early it is, and brush your teeth. And I used to tell my wife, I said, I never learned to enjoy using mouthwash like I did when I had Bell's palsy. Because every morning, when I would use mouthwash, I couldn't use it because I couldn't do this. So when I tried to rinse my mouth out, it would go everywhere. And so every morning, that was my challenge to me. You know, because I tried to rinse my mouth and it'd go all over the place. But every day, it got a little bit better and a little bit better. And I remember that day that I could actually do that, and I was ecstatic. And so I say that to you today. It truly is a blessing to stand here before you. It's a blessing to be here before you. And I'm just so encouraged to see all of you here, that you're in a great, great football program. That as was said, it's not about football, it's about life. So I wish all of you all the best wishes, health, happiness, but remember to dream. Remember to be prepared for adversity, because that means you're doing something productive. And remember to make good decisions. Thank you very much. You can ask me anything.
I have a question for you, if nobody's going to ask one. You talk about adversity. In your career right now, it seems to me that there's huge adversity going on with football.
Yeah.
How do you cope with this kind of adversity with your livelihood?
That's a great question, because you're right. We're in the middle of what they call a work stoppage, a lockout. And it has been challenging, you know, for me personally, because I'm one of the people inside who has to make recommendations to ownership as far as what we should do, shouldn't do, and you're making decisions regarding people's lives. But again, as I talked about earlier, just you got to embrace adversity, and what we decided to do is use this time to get better as an organization. Instead of, a lot of other teams made the decision to fire employees, reduce their salaries, put them on furlough. We made the decision not to do that, and basically invest in people and give them an opportunity to get better and do all those things that they never really had the time to do. So it has been a challenging period. I'm confident that they will get a deal done, but we've tried to use this time to work on all those projects that we've always kind of pushed to the back of our desk because of time. And one thing we've done when we made that decision and pulled all the employees together, and they really did appreciate it, and I think we've gotten better as an organization for that reason. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The Minnesota Vikings players, kind of bring them together and help them deal with the player issues and fame and fortune. Are there things that you do, like code of conduct?
Yeah. Well, a couple of things. We have a gentleman by the name of Les Pico, and he's our director of player development. And so that's what his job is he's the point person for continuing education, all of the counseling, family issues, and really just to help them make the transition into professional sports. Because one thing you have to realize, there are a lot of businesses and a lot of industries that are, you don't want to say that they're designed for failure, but they may make it very difficult to succeed. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but in the NFL, the players are only paid during the season. So our players get 17 paychecks. So they're not paid during the off season. And one of the biggest challenges for young people who come in who ended up making a lot of money is to realize that you're paid over 17 pay periods, but you got to treat it like you're paid over a year. And one of the most disheartening things for me to see is when you got a guy that comes in who was in college, who made no money, and he comes in and makes an enormous amount of money, and by April or May of the next year after the season, that he's looking for an advance from the team. And it goes back to what I talk about, just decisions. So I've told people, you will never be too late in making a good decision. And I'll say that again, you'll never be too late in making a good decision. There are a lot of people come, you gotta get in this deal. You know, today it's closing, the offering's closing, we need it today. I've learned over time, you'll never be too late in making good decisions. And so I tell a lot of our young players, you know, all those desires that you have in your heart, the big house, you know, the fancy cars, if you take care of your career and take care of your money at the appropriate time, you can do it. And even at the appropriate time, you don't need to go buy a brand new one. You know, buying a 2-year-old car with 12,000 miles on it, it drives exactly the same, and it may be half of the cost. So it's back to making just good decisions. Any questions? One more? Okay, God bless. God bless you all. Have a great season.